Okay, this is the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer with another quick tip on the cleaning up of the edges of your grass cloth installation. So as you know, we have this grass cloth that had seashell-like substance woven throughout the pattern horizontally. And this makes for a very difficult cut. But as you can see, the cuts are nice and straight. But now, how do we join the wall, the painted wall, to the wallpaper surface? I'm going to show you up close what I'm talking about. Between a 1/16 and an 1/8 of an inch gap between the wall and the wall covering, right? Obviously in this corner we don't have that because we're joining wallpaper to wallpaper. And in this corner, this is a factory edge. And the differential is slightly less. But over here, this is a handmade cut. And so we have to make it look beautiful. And so now I'm going to show you with the use of caulking and masking tape how to do that. So you see I went on almost on the edge of the wall covering, although not completely. I exposed some of it. Why? Because I want to bridge the painted wall to the wall covering so that visually you won't be able to see the difference. So I put my tape over there with my hand masker from 3M. And so now I'm going to run a bead of clear caulking. If you don't use clear, the edge of the caulking will be the color of the caulking. So you want to use clear so that nobody can see a color. And I'm just going to generously run a bead of caulking down this gap between the wall covering and the wall. Because I want to bridge it. I want to make it look like one. And the only way to do that is to put caulking in there. Now this is a trick that you won't see most painters use because it takes a lot of time. And a lot of people aren't putting the time in today to make things look really beautiful. But anyway. So, like I said, I put a generous amount in there because I want to force some, not only in between the tape of my masking paper, but I also want to get some underneath that wall covering so that nothing separates, there's no cracks later on. I want to put a generous amount in there. Now, with a wet finger, I'm going to push it all in, just like this. You need a wet rag with you. You want to just run your finger down, putting a little pressure on it, but not too much. Just the weight of your hand going into it. Steady pressure through the whole thing. Keep wiping your finger. Remember, we're going to paint the wall here. So we're going to paint it the color of the wall. We're going to bring that color slightly onto the wall cover, but we got caulking on it. So it's going to make us a nice sealed appearance, okay? All right, I'm glad you agree. So, I have my paint ready so that you people aren't delayed in watching me. Oh no. Dale, are you sure this is the color? Oh yeah, I think it is the color. Okay. Very nice. Mix it up a little. I mixed it up before, but one more spin. It's about half full, so. The last thing I want to do while I'm taping this is to drop it all over the place. And then I gotta clean it up. Okay, so this is our paint. Very nice. But I just want to show you what I mean by bridging this gap here, okay? I'm gonna take, well, you know what I want you to do? I want you to see the finished product too, so I'm gonna leave you on so that you can see the whole thing. You want to use a good brush too, okay? And here's what I'm doing. I'm not pushing this. I'm not using a lot of pressure on my brush. The last thing you want to do is compromise the seal of your tape and your caulking, okay? I mean, it can only hold so much. If you force it in there, you're going to go beyond the seal. You see, you just made a seal when you put the caulking there. So I'm just landing that brush and dragging it along. How's that? Just like that, you know? And ideally you go in one direction. This way you know you're not forcing it too far, you know what I'm saying? So there we go, I'm just dragging it down, getting that paint in there. I'm satisfied with the top. I'm almost done. I want to show you the finished line, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing below where you can't see me, then I'll show you the seal. Now you can do this not only with wall covering, you can do this with anything. Some people like to put carpets on their wall, thin carpeting. Believe it or not, as some people are doing it in apartments. It's like in a real eclectic look. People are into it. And so you have this gap, and so how do you do it? You simply, you seal the gap with caulking right to the wall surface. Okay, now let's see how I did. Now you want to peel this off right away. You do not want to be leaving your tape on the surface, okay? Now because it's really installed wall covering, what I want you to do is, and I'll show you when I come up, and maybe you can see me, I want you to hold on to the wall covering just underneath the tape. Keep moving your hand up as the tape is moving up, okay? Why do I want you to do that? So that you don't compromise the wall covering sticking to the wall either. You know, we have glue drying here. Look at how beautifully it's coming out, okay? I'm holding my finger right under the tape, 3 to 5 inches below. Keep moving your finger up. Hold that wall covering down. You don't want to pull it off the wall because then the beautiful seal that you're making is going to be now open. And you can't touch it again until it all dries so that you can try to fix it again. All right, so I'm just doing the same thing all the way up to the ceiling, holding on to that wall covering. You know, it's a guessing game. You gotta use tape, and the tape has to stick, but it can't be too sticky either. So it's important that you don't use super tacky paint. Yeah, let's see if I got any on my beautiful shirt. Ever since I went wallpaper and gave up painting, I got white shirts. And I don't want paint on these beautiful shirts. Okay, let's see. Let's see how I did. I think you're gonna like it. Let me show you now. Now this is the mark of a good painter. You'll never see painters using this. This technique, check it out. Look at that beautiful seal. Okay? Now visually, you can't see any unevenness in that cut. Because why? I made the paint line straight. Okay? So there you go. Isn't that nice? All the way down. Just pushing my paper down. All right? You don't want to touch it with a rag. You don't want to go near that painted. You don't want paint on this wall cover. You can't get it off. Okay? So, there you have it. There you have a new edge of your wall covering, which you make with the painted surface. And you see how beautiful it all blends in there? Now, when it dries, you're not going to see, you might be seeing this is dry, that's wet, so you might be seeing a few colors going on. Just understand that it's because it's wet paint, it's necessarily lighter than the paint with which it's going to blend after it dries. Okay, this is Spencer, the Tampa Bay wallpaper installer. If you like this video, please click on like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.